My name's Gus. I live in a bus. Let's go. It's a beautiful day in Vancouver. It's an incredibly beautiful day. I'm going to be doing some work on my bus. I have to fix or finish I don't know what you'd call it. It's a cabinet in the back that I use for storing miscellaneous stuff. It's going to double as a desktop. Will be converted to, if I need an extra space for bed, if I want to have somebody sleeping there with me. So it would turn a 40-inch wide bed into add 24 inches to it, so it would be 64-inch wide bed. So it would be, pretty comfortable for a couple of people. I could also convert it into a 80, what would it be, 24 times 2. 48 plus 40 would be 88 inches. So I can have an 88 by 76-inch bed when I'm done. Anyway, I'll show it to you as I complete it. What I do with most jobs is I start them. I end up running into something that would cause me to put it off. So then I put it off for a few days at least, sometimes even weeks and sometimes months. In this case, I needed to get the right hardware, figure it out, measure it out, that kind of stuff, and find a solution. Cars zipping by. Find a solution that would work to enable this one piece of wood, which starts as a cover for the cabinet and can be lowered halfway to a level equal with my bed, where I can put another mattress on top. Then it can also lower beyond that and go to the floor so that it's out of the way. And when I sit on my current bed, it works well as a desktop for my iMac. So I'll show it all to you as I'm going along, but first we're going to start with doing some work and making my sort of brunch. Now the shelf cover can fold or hinge right down to the floor so it's out of the way, or it can stop right here and add another 24 inches to the width of my bed. I tested it again with some supports, 2 feet off the floor, works perfectly. Breakfast or brunch has started to cook. It's not looking too pretty at the moment, but it'll look pretty on a plate. So last week I went out for lunch. I bought some sweet and sour chicken, and today, or not today, but last night, I found this chicken, pretty cheap, frozen chicken in like about 6 breasts. So I bought some, and then I remembered my Chinese food, so I bought some sweet and sour. And now I'm going to enjoy sweet and sour and with a bit of noodles. Tastes awesome.
Are you out, are you dancing?
Now it's ready for some paint.
Just how many days will go till I call, till I call, till I call you my own.
And more paint.
Got so tired of waiting.
This is the other side, and when it's sitting on my knees, it's a great spot for my mouse and keyboard.
Lately, there's nothing in the way. Getting so impatient. Need to get away now with you. With you. Are you out there dancing alone? Are you up on your own? Baby, I wanna know just how many days will go till I call, till I call, till I call you my own.
So now my bus looks like this. With bed made. You can see out the window. If I ever put this shelf down in the middle on the floor and have a full width bed, then I'll have two full windows or another full window looking out the back. So this is what she looks like from the rear. The one thing I love about my design so far is that I've got this hallway, and I'm going to try and protect it as much as possible. But like I said, I could have this box on the floor, and it will match the height of the box and the bed, this bed. So now I've got a convertible bed capable of sleeping two people that are not afraid to touch each other, and two people that might be afraid to touch each other because they would be on either side of the bus, or maybe three people, who knows. Anyway, that's my bus. That's the way she's looking today. There's one thing that I'm very happy about. One decision I made that I'm very, very happy about, and I guess today kind of confirms it for me more than almost any other day. The reason is because my bus, the interior is getting mature. It's getting completed. But the key thing about all of this is that I started out with a plan. I knew exactly what I wanted before I bought the bus. I had a plan. And then, of course, I bought a bus that was a bit shorter. And then I looked at what other people had done and what they told me they did wrong. And I looked at motorhomes and saw they don't use their washroom. They are divided up into different units. So each of the small parts of the motorhome were almost claustrophobic to me. So although I had planned dividers and I had planned to follow the motorhome model. And since then, I'm so happy I didn't get carried away with that before I had the experience I had. And then after, needing things seasonally and needing some outdoor, like mechanical equipment, outdoor equipment, like a generator, for example, is a good example of something I didn't want to put inside. But I had to put it inside until I built a kind of garage, which was the lower box on the right-hand side of my bus. So I can access that from outside, and the fumes and everything are isolated and go outside. Then I had a box, but I didn't know what to do on top of it. And then I actually kept looking for cabinets on Craigslist, like any kind of cabinet that I could get that would fit in there. And, luckily I was looking for free stuff and didn't find what I wanted. But if I actually went out and bought something, I would have bought something I didn't want. It would have been the wrong dimensions. And then I started thinking, how can I make, whatever I do there, how am I going to fit it into the concept of having a wider bed, a bigger bed? And actually, I would love the idea of having the door open at the side and just hanging around reading a book. In other words, I would love it to be more comfortable than it is. A bigger bed would be more comfortable for me. But, I couldn't figure out how to keep the hallway, keep the bed, double the size of the bed when I need it, a desk for my computer, and actually a huge bed in case, for example, one of my sons might come with me or something like that. So we don't want to be too close, and he's a big guy. So ideally, I would have a bed the full width of the bus, in which case he could be in his sleeping bag on that side and I on the other side, and sort of thing. So I ended up 2 years after I wrote out that plan that I didn't follow at all. 2 years later, I figured out finally what I actually need. And so I built something that I can convert to whatever I want in the back in terms of a bed and storage facilities. And so now I've only have to do something about my sort of kitchenette table, and then go buy trim, etc. Once I've got it trimmed up, it's going to look awesome. And I really don't have any more problems. I've solved all the problems now. So I'm happy camper. If you have followed this video to this point, I'm giving you a thumbs up because I appreciate you showing up. Even clicking it so that you started to watch it, but I certainly appreciate you getting to this point. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And when you subscribe, push the bell button. And if you are subscribed and haven't pushed the bell button yet, I'm really disappointed in you.